G'day again, John Dan Unattuned here in Melbourne, Australia. Yeah, happy to be back doing videos, and yeah, this has been a very popular one so far. This topic, which is the Vinyl Tag 2025, even though it's 2024, but yeah, doesn't matter. Plenty of people have jumped on, and yeah, I'm happy to have a go at it as well. 20 questions put out by Edwin at the Pretty Green Vinyl Guy, and yeah, the first one he's got is, what was your best 2024 purchase? And I will put in a local artist, very local here in Melbourne, and Claire Birchall. And this is the album she put out called The Haunting. Yeah, very nice. Fluke this one because we regularly visit Dixon's, because Mrs. D especially loves her DVDs of old movies and stuff, so she's often in there looking around. We've got 2 stores here in Melbourne, and we're in the Blackburn one, and we had some idea that this was out. And then we realised she works in the Northcote store. We've never seen her there. Maybe she's not there on the days we turn up. But yeah, and we had a couple of listens and went, whoa, this is pretty good. So next time we're in the Northcote store, we bought a copy. And here it is. Yeah, probably last month, I reckon we got it. And she's a very... yeah, I'd call this music broody. It's really nice. I really like it. And, you know, the typical artist I like is she's right in that genre. So that's the back cover. Yeah, not much else in it. But it was they're very cheap compared to what you can pay for records here in Australia. And there's the A label, which is vaguely reminiscent of an Albert's, but obviously it's not. And the B side is that. And, yeah, so, you know, but maybe one day we will catch up with her in the shop. But, yeah, there was 2 other people buying it that day, I remember it. And, yeah, the person who was on charge was going, oh, this is very popular at the moment. And it certainly is. So, yeah, that's turned out to be a good buy for us. So that's our 2024 best purchase. Number 2 is a 1974 record. And I'll throw in Stevie Wright and Hard Road. This is the original one, 74, without the stripe for the Evie, which became popular, and obviously the later copies have got a little promo thing up there to show that, you know, that's on this record. So yeah, Hard Road by Stevie Wright, who did have a hard road in a way of his life. And yeah, original old Albert's label there, the blue one with the yellow edge. And yeah, so yeah, Evie Part 1, 2, 3 is probably the main thing you buy this one for. And the next year he had Black Eye Bruiser, which is one of my grails, because I just cannot find a copy that's decent, that's reasonably priced, because it's a very expensive one. But this is rather affordable, I'd say. And yeah, so Stevie Wright, ex Easy Beats, and the 1974 album Hard Road. What's the next one? The one that defines a genre. God, how easy is this? Sisters of Mercy. And this is the album Floodland. This is an Aussie pressing. What'd you pay? $16.99 from Brushes. Yeah, remember them, Ben? You remember them. And yeah, so that's... yeah, goth is Sisters of Mercy for me. I mean, there's also Bauhaus, Fields of Nephilim and others. But yeah, the Eldritch's band, especially the early stuff, was definitely, yeah, the stuff to go for if you like goth music, and certainly do. And there's a little ghosty Patricia Morrison there in the background. So that's, yeah, if you want goth, go Sisters. Next is a local band. I'll pick this one mainly because of where she came from. They're not my favourite Aussie band, but they're pretty good, some of this stuff. And this is the Vinyls. And this is the album Desperate. Yeah, Chrissy Amphlett was the lead singer, which, yeah, you describe her as a cross between Kate Bush and Nina Hagen. She had that sort of bit of a sassy girl in a way. And, yeah, Mark McEntee ended up being her partner, even though at this time he was married to someone else. This is the album Desperate, and the Aussie one misses out on quite a few of the songs that the overseas copies have. But science fiction's on this, and that is an absolute killer song. I really like that. And I think that's one of the highest rated ever Aussie songs. But yeah, Chrissy and Desperate. And how I knew she was from Belmont is I was just reading her book, Pleasure and Pain, which is my life. And of course, late in this book, she talks about having MS, which was a bit of a struggle for her. And then, obviously, you know, her ending wasn't very good because she died of breast cancer not long after that. But, yeah, she was a local girl from a place where I actually grew up as well, which was Belmont in Geelong. So, yeah, the Divinals and Chrissy Amphlett. An artist that you miss, well, plenty of people have done this, and I'll add my name to it, Amy Winehouse. Yeah, this is Back to Black, fantastic artist. Yeah, what was she, 27 when she died, which is, yeah, the famous number apparently. But we used to hear her stuff regularly. I used to work in a supermarket doing night fill back in the times that this was out. And they would regularly play her songs. There was about 3 or 4 songs off the album that they would always play. And, of course, all the other workmates would go, oh, here's your Gurumi girl again and whatever. And, yeah, so, yeah, I've always liked her from the start. And, yeah, pity she's gone so soon. But she's left some good stuff for us to enjoy. A live album. Yeah, another sad one in a way. Is the Andy Durant Memorial Concert. This is a double album that came out in 1980, and it was to do with Andy Durant, who was the lead singer of the band The Stars, which, that's the only album I've got of theirs. I've got another couple, but that's the only one I've got, which was, yeah, early Mushroom label. And on that album, they had a song called Back Again, which ended up, it was in the charts. It wasn't I don't think it was highly charted, but it was definitely in. But this one has got some absolutely fantastic artists on it. You got Barnsey, Mossy, Don Walker, Renee Gayer, and the main bloke that was on this that absolutely does it is Broderick Smith. That's also Mushroom, and Broderick Smith does he covers the one of his songs, which is called Ocean Deep, and it is absolutely fantastic. This was a benefit concert for melanoma, because I think he died of skin cancer, Andy Durant. And yeah, the videos do show up. I'm pretty sure you can get them on YouTube, or there's a video or DVD of it. But fantastic live record from 1980 to celebrate the life of Andrew Durant. You get dumped. What are you going to play? Well, in another video I did, I'd pick Diamanda Galaz, and I probably still would, but I'm going to put this one in here, and this is the part-time radio sessions, and it's a half of each artist. HTRK or Hate Rock are actually an Australian group, and they're electronica type music, as is Tropica Cancer, and the main one is Tropica Cancer, which was Camila Lobo's project. And the song is, oh my god, this version of More Alone on this one is a better mix than the album one. Like, she's got she ends up putting out her own album, but this one is very early. I think this is 2012. And More Alone, well, if you're alone, you're going to be more alone, aren't you? And that is an absolutely killer track. They're like drone, a little bit goth, and definitely synth bass. They usually just use a keyboard and bass guitar and a bit of a drum machine in the background. But also a colour. That song is really good too. And there's a later version. If you look on YouTube at a colour at room 205. You'll see Taylor and Taylor Birch, who was with her at this later on, and those tracks are absolutely gorgeous. They're just so minimalistic, but absolutely mean a lot. So yeah, and this was pretty hard one to find too. But that is definitely an album you'd play if you were dumped. Drums, rightio. This band was just drums from memory. And this is Big Pig. These are an Aussie band in the late-ish 80s. 86, 87, something like that. And this is their album called Bong. What are they on? The White Label Records. Yeah, highly drum-based. I don't think they actually had a guitarist from memory. And you got Shireen, oh God, what's her name? Abiyarianth, or, yeah, I'll probably murder the pronunciation, but she had a sister that was in the other band, I'm Talking, which Kate Sobrano was famous for. So she had twin sister, and yeah, I wonder who that looks like. That looks rather suspiciously like a guy from Canada. I'll leave you to decide that, but yeah, that does look like Embryonic Robot, doesn't it? But they're very drum based. Yeah, they were like an industrial / tribal band that were around in the late 80s. They didn't stay long, but while they were here, they had good times. So yeah, Big Pig, a very drum based band. Next one is more than one band. I'd have to pick Spencer B. Jones. He's an Aussie guitar legend. Sadly passed away, but yeah, there is a book out on him. This is Execution Day, Life and Times of Spencer. Now, I haven't researched this all that well, but he was definitely in the Johnnies, which is highlights of a dangerous life, and of course that's his cowpunk with There's Going to Be a Showdown was their big song. Yeah, that's on Mushroom. And the early versions have a die cut where you can change the head of the guy on the horse there, and this is one of them. But the later ones don't have that, but this is definitely one of the early versions. Spence was also in the B Suburban, Axeman's Jazz, and this has got the absolutely fantastic track called Psycho. Yeah, it's mainly text, but yeah, Spence is definitely in there. But Psycho is an absolutely fantastic song that's on this. And this is one of the overseas pressings where Psycho is the first track on the album. So the Axeman's Jazz has Spencer B. Jones on it. And another great band he was in was a band called Hell to Pay. And this is absolutely fantastic. It's not easy to find. This is called Steal It. I think 92. And you got Spencer and Bigsy, and Ian Ryland was in this as well, who used to be in Rose Tattoo, and he's also in X and a few other ones. But yeah, look up the track Steal It, which is a title track. It is fantastic. It's just brilliant. So yeah, Hell to Pay was one of the ones he was in. We also have, where's the other one where Spencer's in? He was in the Cuban Heels very early on. This is about 1980. There you go, look at that. An old Greville Records label. So very early Spencer's on this. I've mixed all these up. But yeah, there's another Hell to Pay, Saints and Kings. There's a video for that if you want to look it up on YouTube. Yeah, you also got Kathy Green, who was with Ian Ryland in X. But they're also in this. So you got Spencer and Bigsy as well. And that's on the Red Eye. Yeah, Hell to Pay. Really good single. I think that's the only vinyl 7 that you can get with Hell to Pay. And let's go back even earlier. North to Alaskans. Yeah, that's on the Missing Link label. And I think this is the one with Take a Letter Maria on the B-side. Yep, there it is. Yeah, Take a Letter Maria. So that's, yeah, they did a cover of that. So that's another one Spencer was in. And there's another North to Alaskans. That was on the Green label. And they, yeah, that song is the Crimson and Clover cover. Yeah, that's a really good sound, that. So there's another one of Spencer's bands. And we also have CDs, Spencer P. Jones and the Nothing Buts. And Spencer P. Jones and the Last Gasp. And there's tons more than I don't have. But yeah, Ben, if you know Ben Rankin's channel, look him up because he's done a really good video on Spencer. And he's got tons more stuff than I have too, I'd say. But yeah, fantastic guitarist, just went about his job, did whatever he had to do. You know, he's just one of those, yeah, really good, just in the background type musos, I'd say. So Spencer P. Jones is the artist that's been in more than one band. Okay, Beatles or Stones? Well, that's easy because I don't have a single Beatles record in my collection and probably never will. And I've got bugger all Stones, to be honest, but I've got this one because of two reasons. The first reason is the cover. That is a circular fisheye, and I'm a photography nerd, and I love the sort of artwork that came with those lenses, which are very exotic for the time, because they were pretty. There's quite a few. I know there's a Jimi Hendrix, there's a Birds one, there's quite a few others that have that. But that is, yeah, what's called a circular fisheye. But the main reason I have this is the song Paint It Black. It is utterly brilliant. So, yeah, so Beatles or Stones? Well, I'll go Stones. Okay, you get a bag of weed. What are you going to put on while you smoke it? I've never done so. Yeah, I'm a goody two-shoes, so what? But I used to be in a shared house that tons of people were doing that, and this is one of the ones they would play so often. Is of course, the B side, the A side of Kraftwerk by Autobahn. They'd just trip out and listen to that. But the one I would like to listen to, I'd love to get stoned one day, and chuck this on with that mentality, and that is of course Captain Beefheart and Trout Mask Replica. I reckon this would be absolutely hilarious when your mind's not quite, you know, in this world. But that's probably the only way to really appreciate this stuff, is to listen to it in that condition. So yeah, good old Captain Beefheart and the Trout Mask Replica. A 1980s album you still listen to? Easy, yeah, Kate Bush. The Dreaming, fantastic track. This was her Gone Mad album, as they called it. And just think, she was only, what, 23, 24 when she put that out. It is utterly fantastic and still is to this day. And those in Australia, if you ever see the Black Back one, jump onto it, because it's a very hard one to find. You know, I've had this since the day it came out, which is probably 88, something like that. This is a repress. But, yeah, the stuff on this is brilliant. So, an album I would still listen to plenty of times this, you know, today. Political. A political artist who sours you. Easy. Peter Garrett, Midnight Oil. Yeah, talked the talk, but when he got into politics, he never backed up anything. He talked about nuclear, US forces, land rights, whatever. Failed. So, yeah, I'll never own Midnight Oil albums. A favourite record label. Yeah, there's plenty. I could have picked Alberts or, yeah, there's a few other Aussie ones that I really like. But the one I'll pick is Phantom. They were around from about, well, the very early 80s up until, well, when vinyl stopped in Australia was about 91. And, yeah, here's a Machinations 7-inch, average inadequacy. And that's an early version of the Phantom label. Yeah, they had a lot of indie sort of alternative artists, and this is an interesting, because that's Hoodoo Gurus as Le Hoodoo Gurus, and the song Leilani, which is 82, I think, and that's another old version. The A is a bit bigger in this one. Then they changed the label design, and that looks like, that's what it looks like there. And, of course, a lot of the Phantom records, this is Fear of Falling, which are a really nice sort of jangly Brisbane band in the very late 80s into the early 90s. And all their stuff is on a coloured vinyl. And it was fairly unusual back then. But there's so I've got 4 of them. There's one. There's 2 with the, like a yellowy colour. There's a deeper purple. This is for the tourist from Fear of Falling. And one on blue. This is Crossroads of Reality. So yeah, they did quite a few of the coloured vinyl ones. So that's a favourite label of mine here in Australia is Phantom. Okay, give us a run of 3 singles. Yeah, pretty easy. Let's go with The Church from the album Heyday. And we've got the Already Yesterday one. This is 85 into 86 from memory. Then we have Columbus, the second one. And one of the best ever Aussie songs is Tantalised. Absolutely, what a killer tune that is. So that's all The Church, 1, 2, 3 off the Heyday album. Right, a RSD Record Store Day record that you still listen to and will listen to. This actually came out this year. This is Nico. I adore Nico. Fantastic artist. This was the most recent of the live acts. She's done, varying quality, but this is on a green vinyl. Tokyo 86. And, I mean, look at that. My Heart Is Empty. Yeah, you got 60-40, of course. And, of course, the end is the end. And that's fantastic. And, everybody who knows Nico at that stage, she was pretty well into her illicit substances and, a bit of a heroin addict. But, God, she could still put out a concert. Like, some of them are pretty ratty with, idiot audience and stuff like that. But her actual performances are absolutely second to none. So, fantastic. And, a lot of love for Nico. Right, which artist do you want to see reincarnated? I'll pick this because, first of all, my parents couldn't stand this band when it came out, and this is one of the 2, aside from Kiss, that they would turn the TV off if they came on Countdown. And, of course, that is AC/DC. This is a Highway to Hell album. And there's Bond. Everybody else is looking tough, and he's just sitting there with a cheeky grin on his face. Totally out of character, but that looks so good. And I'd love to know, Bond's life would have been very interesting. You wouldn't be riding a motorbike or anything like that if you hadn't known what happened to him after he did that, or his teeth work the second time round after he got caught with somebody's daughter and had his teeth rearranged for the second time. But my God, what a life he had, Bon Scott. Massive respect for him and all the band, of course. So that's one that, I'd like to be reincarnated as to see what he actually used to get up to. Three lines of a song lyric that you really like. This is the Mercy again. This is Temple of Love. This is the original version, not the 1992 version, which is a vinyl grail. I've got the CD, but not the actual vinyl, because that was, vinyl was gone by the time this 92 one came out. But, The devil in a black dress watches over, my guardian angel walks away, life is short, love is over in the morning. So, and then Black Wind Can't Be Far Away. So, Temple of Love from Sisters of Mercy. An older album. I'm sure this will get a few giggles, but who cares? Love Over Gold by Dire Straits. It is just a brilliant album, quality, love the sound, really good. Love Over Gold. This is 82. I still listen to it to this day, and most of Knopfler's stuff's good. I think the last one, 86, 87, can't remember, but the first 3 or 4 are really, really good stuff. So, I know there's a few that sort of snigger and laugh about Dire Straits, but I'm happily still into them. The last thing people want is a shout out, and I'll do the same that I did for the my previous video, and that is I'll throw in Brian at Institute of Pop. He's an Aussie, and I'm pretty sure he's up in Sydney. I'm still not sure because I haven't checked whether he's checked that. And also Married to Vinyl, which is an Aussie, ex-Aussie lady and her man over in America. yeah, they show some absolute quality Aussie stuff too. So yeah, they're the two I'll shout out once again. Yeah, it's good fun doing this. And yeah, so to Edwin, thanks very much. And yeah, if you got through this, well done. And thanks for watching, and see you later.